Interesting username you got there, buddy. I am Magical Glass Puppet, the leader of the Communist Party of Jamaa, which aims to overthrow the tyrannical Altas and instate a glorious new communist regime. Allow me to show you just how many things are behind the paywall. Look at this. Look at this. They put basic education behind the paywall. They put restaurants behind the paywall, unless it's the dinner party, which is only open like an hour a day. They paywalled music! Do you understand why we need a communist revolution, people? You see? You see? But, I do have some good news. Would you look at the little guy who's with me? This is my new pet bee. Allow me to introduce you to our new member, a wonderful little busy bee. Her name is Robo Turtle. She was actually adopted on August 23rd, 2017. So she's like 8 at this point. She's got a carefree personality. Her favorite toy is a sticky fountain, and her favorite food is royal jelly. So perhaps one day she could become a hive queen. You may have been wondering, oh, Glass Puppet, you've been getting a lot of pets as members lately. Isn't it going to get a little crowded in your little base that's also an abandoned house out in the snow? The answer is yes. But look at this. Ta-da! The new and improved base of the Communist Party of Jamaa. The Beta Den. See? Look! They made a new non-paywall den, non-member den. Oh my god, this has got to be like the biggest non-member den. At least on land. I don't really know how big you could say the sunken ship den is, but oh my gosh, it has like multiple stories and everything. It's so cool. But yes, allow me to stop gushing and give you the tour. So we've got, of course, our proletarian farming implements and discovery implements. We have our sign pointing the way, and of course it is red. And all party headquarters should have a bird feeder. Ours is red, of course. We also have a telescope. We can watch the night sky, and we can also watch for threats. Incoming threats. I've got some tiki torches lighting the way. This place is decorated with a lot of plushies. Now, some of them are red, which is fitting, so don't judge me, but some of them aren't red. Well, they add to the peaceful camaraderie of the environment. I just think they're neat, okay? They're cute, okay? I want to hug them, okay? Is that really so bad, huh? I didn't think so. We still got the clock we made, because we need to tell the time. It's time for communism. We got our coat rack, hang up your stuff as you come in, but be careful not to knock over the potted plants. It's important to grow plants and vase them. Now over here, we got some members discussing things at the table. What are they discussing? I have no idea. They do not appear to be able to communicate with me, but one day, here's a wind turbine. We can get a little bit of currency out of this. See? We just got 18 points. You can only use that to buy other eco things, but it helps to generate power. Perhaps one day we can go off the regular Jamaa line and become totally self-sufficient. That way, if the alphas caught on and cut our power, it wouldn't do anything to us. Haha! Speaking of self-sufficiency, we have a self-replenishing candy machine. So we could just all eat chocolates if we had to hole out here. That would probably get pretty old after a few days, and our stomachs would hurt like crazy. This is the kitchen living area. For anyone who perhaps doesn't really have a place to stay in the capital. Maybe they've come a long way to join. We've got our communist recycling machine. Recycling, reusing, and reducing. The 3 enemies of capitalism. All our kitchenwares. Here, 3 of our members are enjoying a cake I bought. So apparently it's the 15th birthday of something or other. Some sort of public figure, I think. And there was like a big public celebration and you could buy cake. So I bought a cake. I don't really know who we're celebrating, but cake. Cake is good. And plus it's chocolate with buttercream frosting. Who could say no to that? I got the dresser, still got the bookshelf with all the required reading, all the manifestos and such. A little red book. And we've got our red plushies. And Aster, because Asters are pretty and give good vibes. And now up this ladder is a little tricky to climb with flippers, but here is more of like a planning and speeches room. We got our nice torches, we got our nice wind chime that we made in Graham's workshop, which was infested by phantoms for some godforsaken reason. Oh, we got our flag, which again, we did not rip off Vietnam's flag. We just creatively borrowed it. Got the spotlight on me. I was giving my speech. Got the globe, we can look all over the world, and we can also look at Jamaa and create battle plans with this map. We get an abacus so we can count. All good communists should know how to count. And we've got an alpha flag, but it's upside down because screw you alphas, you're going down. Speaking of alphas, Tavi. Time to take on Tiki Trouble. I've never actually played this one. I don't know what happens in it. I know there's some kind of like 15-minute timer, so we'll see how this goes. If the stories are true, each of the pearls is guarded by an ancient Tiki statue. These statues won't talk to anyone unless they give them a special item they are seeking. Could you help me? Oh, someone just said it was glitched and left? Oh, everyone's leaving? What the heck? Could you help me? I need someone to explore the island and see if they can find the Tiki statues and the pearls. I'd go myself, except, you know, dolphins don't do too well at land. Well, seals don't either, and we don't let that stop us, unlike you stuck-up dolphins. Look, I'm not speciesist, but everyone left because we won't be able to progress. Well, it seems I shall have to go. Bye-bye. Miss American Pie. Took my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. And good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, saying, "This'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die." Is this chat history? I thought that was members only. Instead, I suppose we could just finger the pulse. See how the general populace of Jamaa is doing. And by that I mean I'm going to eavesdrop on random people. Let's go into the hotbed of sin. The pillow room. TY. Ooh, Gembreaker. I love Gembreaker. I need them. Religiously. My goodness. They promised a non-member whiteout spike. Excuse me. Where is it, AJ? I only have 1 month left to live. Hopefully they aren't contest items. It's stinky. Man, that's stinky. It's a contest item. Jolly good. And then they all go, no. What do you want me to do? See what capitalist propaganda is in the movies? Nobody really watches movies here anyway. Except for Enchanted Bright Peach. Okay, what's on? What's on? Look at that terrible acting. Nope. I'm out of here. That line delivery was total shit. I really feel like there should be more like safety around here, considering that there is a war zone right there. But I mean, the army base camp entrance is just right there, so I guess you come here at your own risk. But imagine the people who live here. Not that I'm saying anything bad about Zeos temple residents, but you know how it is sometimes. Leave something on my jammer wall. Don't mind if I do. Capitalism at work, I can't say communist. And then they got rid of part of my message. Humph, I can't even type in Vive la Revolution. Humph. I am pooing black sludge. How about that? There appears to be an eyeball cult. That's nice. Now who's this over there? Ooh, a sleepy owl. But you're not in the eyeball cult, so that's nice. Yes, you should get that checked out. I don't think it's very good to poo black sludge. I just generally don't think that's a good idea. I'll hop, if only for a little while. It'll never do anything. It's like Sisyphus pushing the boulder up the hill, only to be flattened by it again and again, unable to die because he's in the underworld. But still kind of fun, though. Attention, comrades! Right now, I've discovered something. So I've been hearing rumors through connections of a black market operating in a certain part of Jamaa during a certain time of day, each day for about a month. I can't exactly say what part of it is, because if this market gets caught, then we're kind of screwed. You know, I don't want to be here while there's a raid or whatever. But it's in a place, yes, and it rhymes with Schmount Shavir. Dang it, I said that wrong. Anyway, pretend I didn't say that. So, yes. There is a certain black market going on around here known as the Phantom Emporium. And you may be thinking, oh, Glass Puppet, why are you consorting with those imperialist phantoms? Well, you see, the phantoms who run this, they aren't involved in the war. They actually defected or deserted or something from the phantom world, wherever it is. And so they are no longer here. You know, no longer against us. Yes, they sell rare and exotic items here. It'll be fun. Apparently. Let's see what they got. Seems like today's offering is only an antique lamp. And it's behind the paywall. It's not the owner's fault. It's just certain objects are designated, behind the paywall. And even if it's a private seller, you still can't buy them if you're not in the upper crust. It's unfortunate, but that's simply the way it is. But isn't this interesting, don't you think? Just who is behind this place? Show yourselves. And yet, there's nothing. So, I was reading the state sec, and I caught eyes on something a little interesting. An announcement from Greely. Alphas, I've been absent for longer than anticipated. My investigation into the forces of light side and dark side led me into the phantom dimension, which in turn led me to discover something I did not anticipate. It is too much to write of here. I have placed my reports in the Temple of the Ancients. And apparently they must be open for public viewing because anyone can get into the Temple of the Ancients. Including phantoms, apparently. Hello, Mr. Phantom. Like, seriously. We are at war with you guys. You are invading. They've put up, like, phantom vortexes everywhere. It's crazy. You can catch them everywhere, just intruding, because Night of the Phantoms is coming up. And that's the night where everyone goes trick-or-treating. Do you see my little trick-or-treat basket? I bet you do. But I'm going to take it off, because I need my sword. You never know when you might need to resort to violence. And I want to resort to violence at least once a day. See? The Phantom set up a pipe here. Somebody seems to have stopped it, but, all the water sources here could have been polluted. Wouldn't that have been such a tragedy? Only alphas should have to drink polluted water. Now, he said he left it somewhere in the Temple of the Ancients. This place gives me the creeps, to be honest. Well, talking about extinct animals makes me wonder if we'll go that way if the Phantoms win the war. It's not something I like to think about. It's bad for morale, but oh yes, I see your reports, Greely. Where do they begin? Which one's the first? We haven't heard much from just alpha discoveries in a long, long time. Feels like it's been years or something. Makes me wonder what's going on. I felt like for a while it was just there were no new advancements in the war, no new discoveries. It felt like we were just repeating the same things over and over again, year after year, on an almost seasonal schedule. Sorry, that probably makes me sound crazy. Anyway, let's look at Greely's reports. Greely's report. To investigate the distortion that rearranged Jamaa Township. I had no choice but to enter the Phantom Dimension. It was there that I discovered that the Phantoms have turned their eyes upon another Jamaa, one also connected to the Phantom Dimension. It is that Jamaa that bears the brunt of their attention. Holy shit, alternate universes? Greely, what have you discovered? I knew you could get to the bottom of this. You're great and awesome. And no, he's the enemy. He's the enemy. No Greely simping. Yes, isn't that odd? An alternate universe? An alternate Jamaa? That's so crazy. And I mean, so he said he was investigating the rearrangement of Jamaa Township. That was the lines of power under the town they destroyed the Club Geos. People were mourning for a while. I heard about it in the news, all that. And then they went and rebuilt the building differently. They made it into the Alpha headquarters. And then Club Geos had to move into the place where the pillow room used to be, and then the pillow room and all its depravity moved somewhere else. It was crazy. But that was years and years ago, during the eclipse. Greely's been looking into it all this time. No wonder he apologized for taking so long. Before I could trace the way to this other Jamaa, I was drawn to a path forgotten by the phantoms. I followed it, and as if drawn by fate, I began to sense a presence. At the end of the path was Juno, the ancient hero of legend, resting in darkness where none could disturb them. Juno? You mean the one who used to live here? Before we regained... Oh, this is odd. I can't say I know too much about the lore of Belush, but... You know, it's a recent addition to the country, so... They recognized me. Another me. I can only assume, because we'd never met before. I bowed my head, told them of my Jamaa, and thanked them for the peace they had brought it. At this, they were silent. Then they said my arrival must mean that time had found them again, as if time has found this Jamaa again. The space burst with light. Before it became too much, I saw a bright corridor begin to open, and Juno turning to enter it. I was sent away, back out of the phantom dimension. When I woke, I was here, before their statue, and time had passed without my notice. Time, it seems, does as it pleases. Like years. So that's your story, huh, Greely? Isn't it odd, then, that you were just with me in battle for the beacon? Do you think I didn't notice? You were there, commanding us in battle for the beacon. Of course I would remember it really well, because I got my ass kicked by a bunch of phantoms, and then I got kicked out. You were gone for too long and got logged out. Click OK to... What the fuck? And I still think that might have been him, noticing that I was scheming something. Isn't he so clever? No simping, no simping. No simping, Bright Scout. Isn't that odd, though? Isn't that odd? He says it like he's been gone for years and years. But then who was that in battle for the beacon if it wasn't Greely? Some kind of shapeshifter? Some kind of hologram? Some kind of duplicate? A clone? Are the alphas doing cloning? I swear, the Communist Party will figure this out. No matter how many battles, how many war zones it takes, we are going to figure this out.